it's getting to the point where I'm having trouble getting back to people. I'm just going to go over a couple of the questions that I seem to keep getting, and then hopefully that'll cut down on the amount of mail. Why am I on YouTube? Mostly I'm on here because I have fun, but it's also about expressing myself. I'm on here because I honestly do see religion as a bully. It's absolutely absurd that it's given respect in the 21st century. And I really do see that as a major hurdle for the development of humanity, to laugh at religion. Why did I start doing YouTube videos on this subject in particular? It was a complete mistake. You see, if I was religious, I would say that it was the hand of God that intervened, because it could have been such an easily missed thing. I've never seen the film Psycho. Somebody had said to me that you should go check this film out, and I thought, well, there's probably a trailer for it on YouTube. So I went to YouTube and I typed in The Psycho. I didn't realize it was just called Psycho, so I typed in The Psycho, and one of the videos that came up in the search was Pat Condell's video, God the Psycho. And I saw that, and I pretty much laughed myself sick all evening just watching Pat Condell's videos, and I thought that it was the funniest thing I've seen in years. Now, come to think of it, it seems ridiculous that I hadn't thought that people were talking about this sort of thing. It seems ridiculous that it didn't even occur to me that there would even be this kind of hub on YouTube. But of course it makes sense now. But I think it didn't occur to me because there's never really been anything like it. And that was also part of why it was exciting. And then I saw the Blasphemy Challenge, and it's a very simple concept, but it's a powerful one too, because to have somebody, to actually be able to see somebody say, after thousands of years of humanity being told to be scared of this imaginary psycho god thing in the sky, it's liberating for people to actually see hundreds of people say, I don't believe in this thing and I'm not scared of it. It is important for people to actually get up and say, this is bullshit, and say it if you say face to face, it's not really face to face, it's over the web, but the impression is genuine. So it makes, on the human brain, it makes a greater impact to just get up and say that. Why did I do the vegetarian videos? This channel will always be primarily an atheist channel, but I will stray into other subjects from time to time, and I can't really guarantee anything in terms of the content matter, but there's one thing I can guarantee, and that is that I guarantee that if you keep watching this channel, I will at some point present an opinion or an idea that will totally piss you off. 100%. At some point, I promise, that is a guarantee. I mean, the thing is, I could start to just put out the kinds of things that I know will be well received, but you see, if I do that, well, it's not going to be very much fun for me. And I think it's going to start getting to be a boring channel if I just put out the same old shit. So, I want to vary it and mix it up a bit. Like I said, it's my playground. I'm going to put out whatever I want to talk about, and you can like it or not, and that's okay. And you're welcome to participate in any way that you want. You're always, if you do or you don't like one of the videos, you're always free to do a video response, and you're always free to comment and rate. That's fine. Another question was, have I ever read the Bible? I tried reading the Bible. I started at the Old Testament, and I made a really big effort to read that, and I was only able to do it in small chunks, and I didn't get through the whole thing. I skimmed big chunks of it. And not only is it violent and badly written, but it is one of the most boring books I've ever attempted to read. I'd get to the point where I was reading the same sentence like 4 times and none of it was going, I was just like, my mind was slipping off the page. And the thing is, it's not even historical because of the fact it's been rewritten so many times. It no longer bears any resemblance to itself. It's really quite pointless, actually. And as far as reading the New Testament. I've read bits of it here and there, and unfortunately you can't really grow up in any society, in any Western society, without having a fair chunk of it quoted at you throughout your life. So I know enough to get the gist of it. Another question I got is, what kind of religion did you grow up with? I didn't grow up with a religion. In my family, religion was like a non-issue. You know, if I ever asked my parents about anything like that, they would say, well, some people believe in this and this, and some people believe in this and this. And I actually had to like ask them, well, what do you believe in? And they really wouldn't give me an answer. It actually wasn't until later that I saw the value of, that I really appreciated that, in the sense that they did not try to force any kind of religion on me. So I really appreciate that. By the way, I actually get on really well with my parents. I never really went through a rebellious stage. They didn't give me anything to rebel against. I mean, everybody who ever met my parents from high school or anywhere would talk to them for 5 minutes, come back to me and say, wow, you have the coolest parents. And yeah, I do. I have cool parents. What's with the accent? I don't know. It beats the hell out of me. Everybody on my mom's side of the family is dead. Everybody on my dad's side of the family is British, and I'm an only child. And my grandparents, who are like extremely British, lived next door to me while I was growing up. I've always had it. I don't know why. Another question is, does your dad have a YouTube channel? If you've asked that question, you've probably seen some of the very first videos that I ever uploaded to YouTube, which were a discussion that I happened to be around when my parents were having one of their theological discussions, and they really get into their discussions. They have a lot of fun with them, and they talk about all kinds of subjects like that all the time. And I just happened to be around when they were talking about one of their theological subjects. So I didn't really want to disturb them too much, so I shot the discussion from the hallway, and I didn't want to phase. I felt like I was shooting a wildlife documentary. I knew my dad wouldn't get fazed by it, but I wasn't so sure about my mom, so I sort of just tried to keep a bit out of the way. But anyway, I thought it'd be something interesting to post, and that was one of the first things I posted on there. And my dad was arguing for the side of atheism. He actually does seem interested in a YouTube channel. He just retired about 2 weeks ago, and he wants to teach some classes in longevity, and also, I don't know, I think he's got a couple of subjects that he wants to get into. So if he does start a YouTube channel and starts, making videos on this kind of thing, I'll put a link. What province do I live in Canada? I live in BC, so that's on the west coast. Another question some people have asked me is whether they can download some of my videos and translate them. I'm flattered that I make things that you guys actually want to repost. Yeah, of course you can. As soon as I hit that upload button, it's out there. I mean, it's pretty silly for me to think that I have some kind of control over it. I don't, and I don't even pretend to. I can only control the stuff that's on my channel, and I do not exercise any control over that. So, go nuts. Yeah, sure. Go for it. You can download whatever you want.